Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth. You have to go back to the roots. Go to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I want to welcome all of you to today's edition of the Afridamus Report. Modern Renaissance man, he said, really enjoyed having you on the show, Afridamus. Everybody loved you and wanted me to give them the link. Thank you very much. I enjoyed coming on the show and I hope you'll be watching as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the conservative one back again. We're going to be talking about, you know, a wide range of topics, current topics. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you right now, people run around here and they get upset over things that absolutely means nothing. You have people on television, literally, you have people on television trying to tell you the things that you are seeing are really not what you are seeing, but they're sitting behind the screen. They want to be able to interpret it for you. And they tell you the things that you're supposed to tell other people that oppose your quote unquote, your viewpoints. So this is where the conservative one comes into play. You know, if you've watched him the last time, the show was great. You know, we touched on, you know what? I'll bring him on. I'll let him introduce himself to the audience. The conservative one, welcome to the Afridamus Report again.
Amazing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Afridamus?
Yes, I can hear you.
Nice,
yes.
nice. Yes, I appreciate you welcoming me to the show, sir. How are you doing today?
Good. Well, you know, having you here, you know, is July. You talked about July.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about Roe V Wade, you know, the ruling that came down. We're going to talk about racism. We're going to talk about June 10th, how that celebration went, you know, the Black people's independence. And we're going to also touch on victimhood. And now, you know, there's a whole lot going on. But since having you on here, before we start, why don't I welcome you, you know, with White History Month itself? So people, you're celebrating White History Month, right?
Yes, sir. As you, in case if the people were not aware, July is White History Month. This is of all of the holidays, White History Month is the most relevant, especially for this month, because July just feels white.
Okay, well, let me play the White History Month song.
Amazing.
I have a major announcement right now. The 1st of July is White History Month. So the whole month is White History Month from now on. Happy White History Month.
It's White History Month. Celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month, so be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History. It's White History Month. and I'm gonna celebrate America. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna scream it to everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate, but this month's gonna be White History.
That is amazing.
Wow. I hope you like this song. I
That
see you
that
smiling.
that
Wasn't
that
that?
that is amazing. That was a nice that definitely was a nice intro
To the
to the
show?
to the show.
Well, let's get into the show. So you say White History Month is the only relevant month to celebrate. Elaborate on that. Because you see, we had February, which was Black History Month, right?
Right.
So did you celebrate Black History Month?
Absolutely not. Black History Month, when you really put it in its context, Black History Month really is more of American History Month. But
That I
the
agree.
the people who celebrate Black History Month, um, they do it while trying to um, disseminate themselves from being Americans, because any contributions that the blacks were able to make was a part of American history. And truly, if it wasn't for the if it wasn't for the Judeo-Christian white men who were responsible for creating the very country that we live in today, the blacks wouldn't be able to then make the contributions, and then be able to reciprocate the very contributions that they made. I mean, that they're able to receive, that was provided by the American, that was made by white people.
So July, you know, it's definitely feels white. You know, you have
July,
Fourth of
yes,
July. You have holidays, barbecues. You know, going on the water. It does feel white.
absolutely. And this is the reason why, um this is the reason why this month, I mean, this holiday should be celebrated. Um mainly because of those things. And keep in mind, this month is Independence. Well, tomorrow will be Independence Day, and it was white
But
people.
wait. You didn't celebrate the Juneteenth independence?
Again, Juneteenth. While now granted, Juneteenth does have some relevance
You
to
know what?
white.
Speaking of relevance,
Right,
we've shown how White History Month is celebrated. White
right.
people are happy. So let's look at how Juneteenth was celebrated in our largest black city, DC. So uh, we'll show how the blacks celebrated it over there.
Yeah,
Here they
I'm
go, look.
I'm
Now
ahead
they
of.
shooting.
No, that is straight up gunshot.
Amazing.
So was that like one of the things that deterred you from participating in the Juneteenth celebration? Are you familiar with Juneteenth?
To be quite honest with you, I wasn't really familiar with the term Juneteenth until about
Yeah,
2 years ago.
neither was Biden. The
Right,
one that signed it into law. He didn't know either. But
right.
since you learned about it, and
Mm.
the government said, now we'll pay you if you celebrate it. Are you excited that now Juneteenth is a federal holiday?
Amazing. Absolutely not. After that, I want to ask you a question. What does Juneteenth have to do with black people being better people?
Well, there. Okay, so because Juneteenth, that's a start for black people to eventually receive reparation. You've heard of black people talk about reparation, didn't you?
Time and time and time again. But
Okay,
but 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 I mean, obviously, I don't want to segue from I mean,
Juneteenth.
yeah, I don't want to segue from Juneteenth, but I have a question for all the blacks that are continuing to continue to ask for reparations from the white man. Um, why I just want to know why is it that they have yet to demand China for reparations, considering the fact that China gave us the China virus.
Well, but you see, black people are saying the Chinese didn't do enslave them. It's all the white people that enslaved them, at least.
Um,
So, so it's a debt owed. That is the argument. So you being a black person, do you disagree with the blacks receiving reparation, checks to be cut and sent to the blacks so that the economy can be boosted? You don't think the blacks deserve reparation?
okay, so for one, who's going to be responsible paying for these reparations that
White
that
people.
that these blacks are going to? Oh, it's only going to be white people.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. So a person like me and a person like you are not going to be responsible for the reparations that these blacks are demanding for.
Well, there's a new movement now. They've also expanded. If you're from Africa, Africans also owe reparations. So it will only be fair if they make us pay.
Right, but the thing is these blacks are asking for the very reparations that that they were supposed. I mean that they are owed to. Um, even though it was Africans, even though it was Africans that owned the blacks and sold the blacks all throughout the world. I'm just wondering how are they going to be able to get the very money to be paid to them? Because if they're asking for reparations, especially here in this country, for supposedly for the slavery that they're going through, who is going to be the one paying for it?
The taxpayers
Exactly. So people like me, people like you,
and the
and
blacks themselves.
the blacks themselves that had nothing to do with slavery are going to be the ones responsible for paying for the reparations that they're asking for. Not to mention, um, I don't know if you're familiar with this Afrodamus, but it wasn't just white people who owned slaves. Um,
Oh, look, have you seen my video on slavery? How I broke it down?
but yes, I believe I have.
But you know what?
Mhm.
I'll let you tell tell us your understanding of who and who owned slaves. And because people tend to you know, exonerate the Africans or whoever or other blacks, like it was only Africans who were slaves, but this is not true. But I want to hear your understanding of it.
All right, so there was a gentleman by Anthony Johnson who was a slave owner. I mean, Anthony Johnson, who at one time was owned by a white slave, who turned out to be who who turned out uh, to be free, and then he was able to own slaves of his own. Um, and the main truth about it is that slavery was something that wasn't just reserved for just the blacks. Um, it was reserved. I mean, they were all. I mean, slavery was available for all races of all ethnic groups. If you had the means in order to be able to own a slave, then then you were able to then you were able to purchase a slave on your own. So, you know,
Right.
this
Well,
this
well,
whole
like you're saying about
Mhm.
Anthony Johnson, yes, he himself, he was a servant, indentured servitude. They used to do that. So they would serve for 7 years and they can buy their freedom. Anthony Johnson was among the, second wave of blacks that came here. The first one was in 1619.
Right.
So he worked for 7 years, bought his freedom, and then he also, bought, literally bought other people. He didn't buy them outright, but they were working for him for
But
7 years. So when it was time for one of the, I guess some of them wanted to buy their freedom, he took them to court.
support, yes.
But there was something in the clause. I guess the person the violated it, so he used that against them in court, and he won. So he was the first person who was allowed to own a slave for life here in the United States. He was, I think Anthony Johnson was originally brought from, I believe, Angola. He was
Right.
originally a place today called Angola. He was the first one person in the United States, regular person, to win in court to be able to own a slave for life. But go
And
ahead.
so by knowing with having that knowledge, wouldn't that then go against the very beliefs of Juneteenth? That's the reason why I don't understand why the blacks
Well,
are
Juneteenth is
celebrating.
different.
Mhm.
Juneteenth, this is why. So Juneteenth is like, okay, they said there were some slaves in, Texas who did
Right.
not get the information, that they were free. Because back then people didn't have Obama phones and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
So I guess eventually they found out the day that they found it at some time in June. So this was the minority, few of them. But now think about this, they're using this logic to apply it to all the other millions of slaves that were free. So it's like using the, plight of the minority to hold the majority.
That
'Cause-
true. Right. True. Yeah. I mean, I understood your original the original belief of Juneteenth
but
and
let
that.
me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think,
Hmm.
do you think psychologically, let's say the government, the Democrats, whoever,
Hmm.
like people that sign these holidays into law, because you notice they don't really give the blacks what the blacks ask for. They always give the blacks what they didn't ask for, because they ask for reparation. They say we signed Juneteenth. Everything has to be tied to slavery. Do you think that is a way to keep black people in that mindset, in that cycle, so that they can always feel less than, and keep reminding them of slavery, keep reminding them of it, and even making it a holiday? Because if you notice, to be fair, it's not blacks that ask for this holiday. It was just given to them.
Absolutely, and it was and this was a holiday that started after that after George Floyd
Oh
after
yeah,
George Floyd passed away, and we all know that George
yeah. They
Floyd was
say George Floyd died. Now let's do
right,
Juneteenth. You see how?
right.
So it doesn't make sense.
Right. It doesn't make sense considering that they're celebrating an unemployed drug addict with a extensive criminal record. But the thing about it with the Democratic Party is that they've always kept the blacks enslaved
But
by
why do you think it's so easy for the blacks to be manipulated as victims? Like, why is it so much easier than, the rest of the population? Unless, like, you have some people who have sexual confusion,
Mhm.
but now you would see a lot of people who, more and more, even in the media, um, who you would think they are well to do, they will still talk about how they are victims. So, why do you think it's that easy to easily manipulate most blacks? Not all, but most.
But most. Well, the main reason being it is because the blacks have fallen away from God. These blacks are in a fallen state. They have taken they have allowed everybody else to influence their way of thinking. Everybody else other than God. They have allowed the so-called black leaders, the black preachers, and the Democratic Party to have them become the thought police for them. In which we know prior to the Civil Rights Act being signed in 1964, the blacks used to allow God to guide them. And so you didn't have all of the very things that that are making the blacks look less than human in today's society. As we know, the out of birth the out of
So
birth
so
well,
wait. So are you saying it's not white people, it's not systemic racism, white supremacy, it's not what's holding blacks down?
no, what's holding the blacks down is their belief, it's their non-belief in God. That's the main denominator when it comes
Well,
to it.
you got a point there. I mean, these days there's tons of blacks who do not believe in God. They even profess it. They talk about it and they show it in their actions.
It's true, yes, and it's true. It's the blacks that have been brainwashed by these very people to believe that their black skin is better than being patriots and being Americans and actually being proud of the very country that gave them the opportunities to be free. You know that there are blacks out there today because I come across them during work, that there are blacks out there today that believe that they are not free in a free country that allows them to pursue the very things that they want in this very country.
So let's say, because so you yesterday I did a show here where
Mm.
I broke it down. There was a black two black gentlemen having a conversation. One has the victimhood mentality. He said everything has to be B1, black first, meaning all black people have to come together, think alike, and that's what would help blacks move forward. So I'm guessing you are not into the B1 stuff, right?
Absolutely not. I'm not into the tribalism, collectivism, group thinking that the blacks are into because obviously they have been like that ever since the Civil Rights Act has been signed, and it hasn't helped them become better people. Actually has made them become worse people. Um, to it made them become worse people than better people, and they're always going to constantly use slavery as an excuse for every single thing, for every
But
single issue that is going on in their community, and yet they refuse to and while they're doing that, they will never ever hold themselves accountable because accountability is like kryptonite in the black community.
like, okay, so the skin color argument, right?
Yes,
It's out the door because, like, you and I, we are both as dark as the ace of spades, right?
amazing.
Okay, so the skin color argument, it is out the door because most blacks are lighter than you and I both, but they would still cry about the skin color thing and say That's what's holding them back. And or slavery, we see Caribbeans like the Jamaicans and other people from other islands, Haiti, their ancestors were enslaved as well. How come their history doesn't hold them back here, dealing with white people or dealing with whoever? They're just regular people, but
Mainly,
it's only the blacks. And do you think the blacks are targeted by, white teachers in school to brainwash them? Like, what is going on? Is there something in the water, or is from the home? Which one is it?
well, you just hit the head right on the noggin. The biggest issue in the black community today is the broken down institution of the home, of the family. The family is one of the biggest building blocks of the community, and one of the biggest it's one of the most important institutions in America. And if you don't have a proper building building block of the home, then you're not going to be able to function in any other institution in America, even let alone in the world. But mainly in America, if you don't get it at home, you're not going to be able to properly function anywhere else. Now, as I mentioned, the 77% of black babies born out of wedlock plays a pivotal role in the development and in the interaction the in the interaction that the blacks are having. And the fact that there are a lot of blacks coming from broken down homes, it becomes counterproductive in the way that they interact with people in society. And that's the reason why you see a lot of the turmoil. That's the reason why you see a lot of the violence. Um, um, a lot of that's the reason why you wind up seeing a lot of violence and a lot of the bad interactions with the police that sometimes turns into officers wanting to shoot the blacks, but that's only because the blacks didn't have the necessary um, upbringing to cooperate with the police in the first place.
So, speaking of police interactions, you're right. I mean, following orders, goes a long way, because even because we've heard, like, let's say, rap songs, or people talk about how they sell drugs, how they elude police, they brag about criminality, but then cry about being victims at the same time. But let's talk about Roe v. Wade. We'll come back to the, racism, and also, white interaction. Some blacks are out there, they are saying on social media, saying, oh, Roe v. Wade is because white people are scared that their numbers are dropping. So I say, okay, wait a minute. Even if that's the case, who wouldn't be scared of their numbers dropping? You see what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. But from moral standpoint, or from just what makes sense, they said, thou shalt not kill. It doesn't matter where the person is. But here, let's see Whoopi Goldberg. You know Whoopi Goldberg, right?
Absolutely.
She's literally a witch put on TV to cast a spell on people. Because Whoopi is like, what, 90 years old or something? So,
Too old to remember.
okay, so Whoopi should not even imagine old lady, encouraging young people to kill their children. This is the world we've come to. And also, a CNN commentator, I'm going to play her video, what she is advocating for, because a lot of the women have lost their mind. Because think about it, in books that you read, even the Quran, the Bible, you would see that, God have punished, different civilizations for things like infanticide, like practicing killing babies. because it's literally a sacrificing children. Because you would hear most people, what is the argument they give? They said their career, right? So that means you're sacrificing that human for that. But I want you to hear what Whoopi says about, Clarence Thomas. So
Amazing.
that's Whoopi, right?
Mm.
Samuel Jackson. So all these quote unquote black celebrities. So now in America, it's no longer that these people are just entertainers. They are in fact the voice for the blacks. There is people who rely on these people. Whatever they say, they go with, even if it doesn't make sense. So
Amazing.
Margaret Sanger, are you familiar
Yes.
with her?
Very, very
So
familiar
Margaret
with Marcus
Sanger,
Sanger.
she was a eugenist. Her entire idea was to control the black population because she saw blacks as just human weeds, meaning, they are not that smart, they will be hindrance to white society. So came up with this idea to kill black babies, abort black babies. This is
Uh,
why you see the Planned Parenthood in
uh,
mostly black, concentrated areas. But
70%.
now, if you look at it, now you have people, let's say like Whoopi, Samuel Jackson, Barack Obama, other celebrities who would say, before they say racism, they're killed. These people said they were mad about George Floyd and all that.
Mhm.
But now these people are upset that now they're saying it's racism if you don't allow blacks to kill babies. But it's not about black people. It's not about black people, but they are making it about blacks. And they seem to be contradicting themselves, because if they say blacks' life is under threat, Black Lives Matter, why would you encourage blacks to, you know, um, reduce their own numbers and continue killing themselves? Like,
Uh,
what do you think?
yeah, I wonder if Whoopi Goldberg and Samuel Jackson and Barack Obama happen to know Martha Singer.
Yes, they do. Of course they do. They are not
Amazing.
ignorant about that. That's
Well,
for
well,
sure.
well, then clearly, if they know about Martha Singer and they know about, and they know about the purpose of her founding Planned Parenthood, which would lead to black women wanting to kill the black babies in their womb, and to be able to control the population of doing so, then these people are of Satan,
Yes, they are
right?
evil. That's the truth. So that's why people that are angry, they are so blind that they can't even see that. Like someone is telling you, if hey, it's your right to kill, they call it another name just to feel good. But come on now, we all know, right? So
Exactly.
it's easy to persuade angry people, and they're trying to turn this into racism. Here is a video. Anna Navarro, this woman says she's a Christian, conservative, whatever. But let's hear what this woman is saying. Let's hear what she's saying. Because literally, what she's suggesting, advocating for, sounds crazy. But here we go.
You can't
Amazing.
be but struck by the contrast that just yesterday the Supreme Court ruled down the concealed weapon issue in New York, and said it was not a state's right. So apparently, states are allowed to regulate my uterus, but not guns that kill people. So I have a very hard time with the inconsistency and cherry picking of what makes states' rights.
Look, no one has spoken up for the last 50 years for the unborn child, the sanctity of life. And now people have had the opportunity to speak up for the unborn child, and that's important. Look, I know Anna is a woman of faith. She has a huge heart. She is very passionate. But also, I know that the Catholic faith believes in life and supports the sanctity.
Let's hear what this woman of faith is about to say. You see, here's the thing. I mean, obviously, she has an accent like myself. She moved here. She knows the Constitution, right? She knows the laws. Look, if I don't like the Constitution here, I should just leave, right? I'm not.
Absolutely.
She can do the same, but she is telling people the same Constitution that's giving her the rights. She's telling Americans you should scrap that. And but she's about to say the craziest thing. Let's let her
Okay.
continue.
Of life, and I find it's just I don't understand how you can say on one hand you support life, yet you're fine with a woman's decision to choose abortion. And look, there are provisions in place to protect the mother before, during, and after the child.
And I am not anybody to tell you what you need to do with your life or with your uterus. And because I have a family with a lot of special needs kids, I have a brother who's 57 and has the mental and motor skills of a 1-year-old. And I know what that means financially, emotionally, physically for a family. And I know not all families can do it. And I have a step granddaughter who was born with Down syndrome. And you know what? It is very difficult in Florida to get services. It is not as easy as it sounds on paper. And I've got another step grandson who is very autistic, who has autism, and it is incredible. And their mothers and people who are in that society or in that community will tell you that they've considered suicide because that's how difficult it is to get help, because that's how lonely they feel, because they can't get other jobs, because they have financial issues, because the care that they're able to give their other children suffers. And so why can I be Catholic and still think this is a wrong decision? Because I'm American. I'm Catholic inside the church. I'm Catholic when it comes to me. But there's a lot of Americans who are not Catholic and are not Christian and are not Baptist. And you have no damn right to tell them what they should do with their bodies. Nobody does.
Amazing. So
Yes. This woman is evil to the core. She says she's a Christian. So, you know what's weird? Have you noticed these people coincidentally, right? She is pro-abortion. Now, all of a sudden, all the people who are born with defection, somehow half of a family is born with defection. So she is saying, if you were born with defection, oh, you're gonna have defection. You don't have the God-given right to life. Your life came. So she's saying these people do not deserve to live. Do you know who else practiced this? Hitler.
absolutely,
Yeah. If you have
absolutely.
defection, they just, she wants you dead. And she's sitting here saying this in a calm way, acting like she's speaking with compassion, but
Right.
it's straight evil. Go ahead.
So two points here. For one, clearly, yes, clearly, Satan is her daddy.
Mhm.
For one, this is an evil woman to the core, and number two, she's speaking as if she's playing God, as if she can determine who lives and who dies. The fact of
Mhm.
the matter is, if you create life, that you should be able to cherish life. And what does that say to her? Speaking about her daughter's children as if they're less than. It's
Exactly. Isn't yeah, that's the whole thing that is weird. She said she has a 57-year-old relative who has the mental capacity of a child. So what? You want him to be euthanized? Like are you saying this person doesn't deserve to live? This
yeah,
is where we're at.
but keep in mind. I mean, she is the quintessential feminist. That's what you see in the feminist movement. It's all about the woman. Never mind about the baby. It's all
But
about the
this
woman. How's the
but
woman?
evil is evil. Imagine flip it, right? Have a
Right.
man a man lay out their plan of how, it's like, hey, you know what, Joe over there has, mental retardation.
Right.
So I think, we should be allowed to take people like that out. It would sound evil, as it should, you see. But she's speaking as if she's doing those people a favor. But this same woman, she didn't say that about the vaccine. She didn't say the people were free. It was their body. She wanted people to be forced to take it. You see?
Amazing.
And the crazy thing is, it's people with children, grandchildren, who are coming out advocating, telling other people to that, hey, if you cannot kill your child, that's wrong. They're literally saying everything except personal accountability. You know,
Absolutely, because accountability is like it's like kryptonite to them. See, they don't mind engaging in the shameless act, just as long as they don't have to be able to look themselves in the mirror and to face and to come to terms the very shameless act that they engaged in. Another point another point that I want to make about that about what she said is she wanted to compare um um gun violence, I mean, or people having the rights to having guns, and the gun violence that people have the right to own guns and to supposedly kill people, but yet the woman doesn't have the right to kill the unborn child in her womb. When the truth of the matter is, um our rights to bear arms, all right, which is the vast majority of law-abiding citizens, is in the Constitution. Show me show me an article, show me somewhere in the Constitution that gives the woman the right to murder the unborn child in her womb.
but it's not people that are protesting in Portland, California, and other places. It's not even illegal there. You see? See, now the argument, the reason why I think they're kicking this back to the States, because these people are becoming more and more evil. It's
Radical.
literally, like people are not paying attention. Like the governor, former governor of Virginia, I believe, some of these people are saying you can abort a child up to 9 months, or even if they are born, if the mother doesn't want the child, they can kill the child.
Yeah, believe they're debating that in California.
Yeah, well, there's videos of it, and these people are saying this, and and you've seen people now, some of these women, and I've seen some who protest as well. I'm like, woman, come on, you're saying you don't even know what a woman is, because remember the Kakanji Johnson, but is
Amazing.
it
Yeah.
is it Johnson or Jackson?
Yeah,
But
yeah, some radical black
yeah,
name.
so people, they're saying they don't know what a woman is,
Right.
but now when it's convenient, they know what a woman is. So this is why the truth, you know, truth can never change. You have to, stick with what makes sense, and that comes from God. And this is why they're removing God and shame out of society.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they can have these so they can have the very thing that they're advocating for to happen. And right now it seems as if radicalism has hijacked our government for the most part. The only institution that seems to not be um, um, affected is our Supreme Court, and it seems like the Supreme Court is the only it's really our last line of defense for our moral and for morality and values that were originally founded in this country to continue to stand, because our Congress, our Senate, the the executive branch, which is the president, it's all been hijacked by this progressive, um, this progressive,
Radicals.
yeah, by these progressive radicals, who want a new world order and who wants to rewrite the very constitution that made this country great. So it's a good thing that we still have enough people on the enough justices on the Supreme Court, and which was by the way was made when the great white hope Donald Trump was in office, to make sure that our Constitution remains in place. Keep in mind, just like I mentioned, there's nothing in the Constitution that gives the woman the right to murder the unborn child in her womb. However, there is a constitution that says that we have the right to bear arms, and that the federal government should not overstep that right to bear arms. Also, too, with Roe v. Wade, everyone is overreacting over the whole Roe v. Wade thing. Um, because you have people like Whoopi Goldberg that are going out and saying that the woman no longer has the right to choose what to do with her child. And the
Right.
truth of the matter is that's not necessarily the case. All the overturn over Roe v. Wade means is that now uh
The
that that
states. The states get to decide.
the states get to decide
Mhm.
whether it should be a right for a woman to butcher the unborn child in her womb. It shouldn't be left up to the courts. It should be left to the states, and that was actually put in the 10th Amendment of our U.S. Constitution. But because you have a lot of people that are not patriots,
Are
that they
you
care less about the Constitution, this is the reason why they are coming up with this illusion that these rights are not given.
are you surprised by how many the amount of people that are so ignorant of this fact that they don't know about the US Constitution anymore. They don't know what the rights are. They just overreact to things.
It's all about their feelings, as opposed of what is facts, and they care more about their feelings and overreacting to their feelings, other than what is actually the law of the land. You see, they'll never ever bring that up, because it is written. That's something that cannot be debunked, that cannot be argued. But what they're willing to argue is how they feel about it. All right,
Hmm.
such it go ahead.
I was gonna say that's interesting.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna ask you this. What is a woman?
Um, a woman is a person X with an XX chromosome, and and a person that has the ability to birth a child.
All right. So if you notice, these people are using different language now.
Mhm.
Even they're not saying, even a woman, they wouldn't say a woman is pregnant. They would say a birthing
Birthing
person.
people. Mhm.
Yeah. So okay. What do you think this would do to the upcoming generation? Because they are pushing CRT, they're changing these languages. Do you what do you let me rephrase this.
Mhm.
Let's say five years from now, do you think this is gonna completely overtake society?
Um, that's what it's looking like. Uh, this this whole, I'll tell you this: the public school system is a lot different from what it was when I grew up. I'm sure when you grew up,
Right.
like none of this stuff was even introduced in the public school system. Um, the main thing that we needed to learn was arithmetic, and
Did you
now,
go to a black school?
yes, I believe I went to a black school,
He
and
black. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, but yes, but now it's now they're trying to groom the children into into having them. I mean, into introducing things that will be counterproductive to the way to the way that men should be and the way that women should be. Um, they're introducing things that will emasculate the man, um, and put in these these type of ideas that will make them walk around angry at other races.
Yeah. Do
Um,
you think you know they've reached a lot more blacks? Because to be fair, blacks are not the only people that are angry in America, right?
that's
You've
true.
seen those evil women out there,
True.
so to be fair, it's not just the blacks who are that upset, and show it in public, because you could literally say something to somebody today. Before that used to be a black person who would just blow up, but
Right.
now it is a pink hair, blue hair, white woman. I don't even know what some of these
Yeah.
people are, because look like women. They have beard longer than mine. Like, I don't even know what it is anymore. You see what I'm saying? But there is a lot of angry people walking around. So
True.
like, that's why I ask the 5 year trajectory. Is there hope for America? Is America just, decaying, like, morally? Like, what's going on?
Yes. So it looks as if it looks as if America is is heading down a path of hell. I mean, there's states like California, which is so far gone. Um, and California and California, Oregon, Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, those states seem to be so far gone because because the mass majority of the politicians there, because the delegates that are there are the more, I won't even say, can I even say liberal? Because I don't think this type of ideology about maybe 20 years ago was even considered liberal. But these are the major progressives that are in charge, and they vastly overpopulate, the conservatives, who still want to instill the very beliefs that once made this country great. So, to answer your question, it looks like it's going down. It's going down that path to no return. But I still have faith that there are people that are waking up. It's not it's not in the masses, but there are people that are waking up, and there are people that are actually
All
willing.
you need is few.
Right, right, and because of that, I have hope. You know what I mean? Um,
So speaking of white people,
mhm,
because some of the blacks online, I've seen them celebrating. They are happy. They think white people's numbers is dwindling. But how
right.
come white people do not speak on these things?
I don't understand. I really don't get it, because it's going to be a travesty uh when white people lose this country. If right now with the illegal aliens that are pouring into our country, about 200,000 illegal aliens are coming into our open borders a month. And what I heard is, if this continues to happen within the next 20 or 25 years,
2040.
yeah, in 2040, white people will be the minority in this country. And I'm telling you right now, if white people are the minority in this country, we will not have an America. America will be will be one major ghetto. It will be one major dump fire. So white people need to be concerned.
So America would become Detroit, everywhere.
Absolutely, or even worse, Philadelphia. You know what I mean? It could be just like Philadelphia. And let me tell you, the blacks in Philadelphia are out of control.
You're from Philadelphia. Tell us about Philadelphia.
It's it is a mess. From I believe from a couple weeks ago, the homicide, like the homicide rate right now is at 245.
Wait,
About
is this white people coming there killing the blacks?
we absolutely not. It's the blacks killing the blacks. Eight two
Well,
hundred.
well, well, well. The reason why I'm asking this question because some people are watching. They are not from the United States because they believe that white man is just going around killing the blacks. So that's why I want you to clear it. Who? So when you say the murders, so who is killing who over there? I know who, but tell the audience.
Just like I mentioned, 245 homicides in Philadelphia. 80% of those homicide victims are blacks. All right, and 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 a vast majority of the perpetrators are black as well, and 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 the perpetrators honestly would probably be higher, but the problem is that the blacks have this code of ethics where
No
it is,
snitching.
yeah, where they refuse to cooperate with law enforcement. And keep in mind, these are very people that are Black Lives Matter supporters, but they refuse to support the lives of a black person killing another black person.
Do you think the blacks can make it without the whites? Because they're happy that if the white number go down, if white people are not in charge, do you think the blacks would have a good time? Because the blacks will not be in charge; it would be Hispanics.
He's-
Because I mean, the people coming from the south of the border are Hispanic people, right?
right, absolutely,
Yeah. So I
and
mean, I'm just saying
right,
that's what we see.
and honestly, and what are they doing other than other than freeloading off of the free stuff that we the people are on the hook for providing to them. Um, what you're going to see is the very thing that you see in the Detroit inner cities, in the Philadelphia inner cities, in the Atlanta in inner cities, in New York City. It's going to be a dump fire. It's because
You
we
know,
all we all know that these people do not build, they destroy. And
but blacks built America though. The blacks said they built America and they brought African immigrants here.
amazing. What I'm trying to remember which like which event which event did they do this, which year, because if I
They said they did it in 1965 or so in the civil rights.
wow. Okay. um Amazing. I can't remember any blacks that built any city or any county anywhere in the country, and everybody wanted to come around and live there. So I would love them to show some proof of of the very country that they built.
Wait, are you telling me people are not flocking to Southside Chicago?
Um, w- I'm sure they would flock to Southside Chicago if they would if they would kick out if they were to be able to uh to 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 allow all of the blacks that are committing, are committing horrendous crimes to move out.
Here, let me
Um,
show you. Let me
mhm.
show you what happened, what is going on in New York, how crazy it is. Let me show you.
Okay.
Sign of societal decay, another sign that our civilization is in serious decline. Have a look at this footage from the subway in New York City where a man in the white jacket and black leggings is rampaging.
Said a man. We don't know if that's a man. But you notice the person is black, right? Everybody
Absolutely.
else is another race. So
Right.
usually, the black are the ones attacked. Let's find out what is happening here.
On a train. Looks like there are plenty of able-bodied men around watching. He targets a woman, sits next to her, and begins to assault her. What do you think happened next? Did the men on the train step in and protect this woman from a violent thug? Did someone bother yelling at him to stop, to show there was more of them than him? Well, no. The cowards watched as the terrified woman begged for help.
Here's what's crazy.
Amazing.
Because all the things the women say usual, this woman under normal circumstances, other place, she should have been fighting herself. But now, how did people become so demoralized that people could just be doing stuff to them? They wouldn't even fight back at all. This woman is not even trying. Like, what, you want other people to jump in? She is not even trying. But I guarantee you, there's white guys there, right? That what I wouldn't encourage but the white person should not jump in, because guess what?
Oh,
The white person will be called
racist.
exactly
Amazing.
because the white person would be called a racist. So even this white woman, this white Caucasian running around calling their own men racist and trying to shame them, this is the type of environment they themselves have created for themselves out in public. Because nobody's gonna come help you. If any man jumps into this, you will be charged. New York is lawless, but I'll let it play.
You saw her there say, "Somebody, please help me." But nobody stepped in. Nobody was interested beyond filming the ordeal. Now, thankfully, that woman was okay and the assault did not end in her being grievously injured. The maniac went on to kick windows and terrify more passengers. But what does it say about society that not a single man stepped in to help? They allowed it to happen. Where are all the good Samaritans gone? Where have all the men gone? Perhaps folks on the subway are too distracted with all the signage on the trains to worry about an innocent woman being terrorised. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. What you see here is a sign on a New York City train telling addicts not to be ashamed about their drug habit, but to be empowered by it. Opiate addiction is apparently empowering now.
Amazing.
So, exactly. So, right then and there, like the woman was asking, where is the good Samaritans? Where did the men go? Yes, that sign right there. Literally, I mean, think about it, right? It's like the city is run by criminals. It's like the criminals are in charge. Use drugs, don't be ashamed, attack. Imagine they are putting signs like that. If anybody intervenes in what he was doing, unless if the person is a crackhead, also you might get away with it. But if the person, you got a job, you have a career, you are going to prison. They would take that away from you. But again, the feminists also created this environment because they said they are equal to men. For many years, they've been saying this. They've put laws in the books. This is the world they have. What do you got to say?
So, absolutely. They created the perfect storm, and then they complain when they get caught up in it. And I can only imagine that the woman that was being attacked, she will be the same one to defend
Yeah, that person, and
defend
they
the
will
very
probably
person
go
that
to
did it.
court. They would
It
go to court. This person would have probably gone to court and testify against whoever tries to help. They will, no, I wasn't even hurt like that. And that's all whoever is trying to prosecute you in New York, that's
New
all
York.
they need to hear. So imagine that guy can kick that window. He can grab that woman's hair like that. Think about all the shootings that are happening in New York. But their mayor's priority is
Uh,
racism and sexual confusion.
Amazing. And the mayor was a cop, correct?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes. Yes. He,
Amazing.
he he was a cop.
Right.
But
So
but
so
like, go ahead.
so you would think that his main priority would be to tackle crime,
Here is
but
his main priority here.
Meanwhile, the
See that?
governor is focusing on the really important stuff like genderless driver's licenses. Yesterday, New York governor posted this saying, New Yorkers, you can now choose X as a gender marker on your driver's license. Every person deserves to have an identity document that reflects who they are. I'm not quite sure who X reflects, who identifies as X, but it's easier to make incoherent pronouncements than tackle a substantive issue like soaring crime on the subway and in the city in general, where the crime rate is up 60%, according to government data released in March. Murders are up, rape cases have surged, as have robberies. And the crime wave didn't just start this year. The surge began in 2020. And yet the governor and mayor would rather grandstand about far-left talking points than tackling crime.
Genderless.
wow.
She is busy with genderless driver's license. So yeah, you show up and say, now I identify as X. Okay. So why are the politicians fighting to confuse the people? That's
One
because
one
they are not the real politicians, they are criminals.
That's obviously that's true, and they're doing all of this to maintain power. They would rather play identity politics with people's lives and safety, rather than to protect the very people that they took an oath to protect. And keep in mind, these people also believe that they are above the very constituents that put them in power in the first place. That's the reason why I'm telling people to wake up. As long as you keep voting for these people, this is the type of results that you're going to get. All right. But I mean, and running away from the issue is not going to resolve the situation, because keep in mind, Afrodamus, these are the same people who will rather move to Florida, or move to Texas, or like they don't mind supporting progressivism until it shows up on their front door. Then they want to flee from it. Oh no, no, no.
Because when they go run to these states, the same people are gonna come there and they're gonna bring the gender crap. Now you
Absolutely.
can even identify as a wolf. Did you know this?
Wow.
Well, in your part of Philly, you haven't been seeing people like they call them the furries. They would dress in those furs, looking like copying dogs. Like I literally have seen people put the dog face mask on
Right.
themselves, just walking around in dresses. You haven't seen that in Philly?
Pla- Oh, all the time. So especially if you go if you come down center city, you see men in dresses and wearing all types of red wigs and red hair, blue hair, and purple hair. I'm just looking at these people. Wow, like Satan is definitely your daddy, for sure. So they're so far out of touch. And
So what do you think about these identity things? Like They are fighting on the genderless identity thing. You can even have it on your driver's license. Let's say if you say you are a wolf.
Wow. Okay. Well. Then can I identify as a uh, can I identify as a multi-billionaire so they can throw billions of dollars into my
No,
bank
you
account?
can only identify as victim.
As a
And
victim.
and you notice, right? Have you noticed? Um, you can identify as X. You can, like, you can say you are a woman. Have you seen that rugby player in Australia? The guy
Uh,
is like bigger than me, competing against women, and he said he's a woman. You saw that man. I think it's New York,
no, or it,
skateboarding against a 13-year-old, a
I
grown man. I mean, okay, I get it. If you say you're a woman, fine, but why would you go compete with it against a 13-year-old then? You
uh
see what I'm saying?
amazing.
Yeah,
But
I mean, yeah. So
but
that's what's going on.
it again it's the very thing that it's the very thing that these that it's I think it's the very thing that these people were able to, I mean, that especially the radicals, the feminists, that they were able to make sure that these things were passed and and until till it backfires on them. I wonder how the feminists feel now that a man can identify as a woman and then beat them in the very sports that they were once dominating at one time.
Hmm.
I honestly, in my opinion, I think it's cowardly for a man to pretend to be to pretend to be to pretend to be a woman and compete in women's sports only to get a competitive edge because he himself couldn't be able to compete against the best men out there in the particular sport that they were in. But once again, uh, this 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 is the eye of the storm that the feminists created. I would just love to know how they feel now that that these very men are now identifying as their gender and beating them at the very sport that they're competing in. I would love to hear how they feel about this.
Oh, oh, you want to respond to a statement here from somebody in the chat?
Sure.
A guy named Amilcar Poditera said, "This brother is complaining about all these things in America, but wouldn't go back to Nigeria." Sir, he's not from Nigeria. His parents are. He's American. Can you want to respond to this?
So what's the guy's name again?
Amilcar.
Oh, Emil Carr. Yes, Emil Carr. My birth certificate says I was born in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So therefore, that would make me an American, sir. So the idea that you want me to go back to Nigeria, which part of Nigeria would you like me to go back to? Because the only area that I know is the area here in America.
Well said. Yeah. Oh, he said he didn't know. So he thought
Amazing.
he thought you came straight from Nigeria. But we don't want to get
Nice.
distracted from that.
Okay.
Um, so the crime, the Asian, they call it the Asian crime bill. You're familiar with it, right?
Absolutely. I think Al Sharpton came together with some Asian Democrat, and I believe
I
that
saw that.
yeah, they were speaking. Yeah.
Okay, so did you see the video? Did you see the video where they were saying it is white supremacists attacking Asians?
100%.
So who do you think this crime bill is targeting? Because the videos we've seen, I mean, Asians are not scared of white people. They're not worried about getting attacked by white people. If it's not white people, then who are they targeting?
Well, I believe the three similar videos that you're speaking on were the blacks that were attacking the Asians. But
But then
yeah,
why are they saying white supremacy? You know what? I learned something yesterday. I learned that a black person can be a white supremacist. Technically, to the blacks, you and I, we're white supremacists. You know that, right? And Clarence Thomas and all those people.
Right.
Remember what's his name? Larry Elder, when he ran for governor, he
Yeah.
was the face of white supremacy.
I remember. I remember that, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Considering that that I think the very people that were attacking him were 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 the blacks, and not to mention Larry Elder didn't speak about anything about white supremacy. I think he was speaking about the people in California being able to enjoy what the freedoms that they used to have, you know, which are now being suppressed by over regulations by the current governor that's there right now, Gavin Newsom.
So, so somebody wrote that he said the blacks, the Asians that are getting attacked, those are attacked by black immigrants. That's a new one.
Black immigrants.
The black immigrants are the ones attacking Asians in New York City. That's a new one.
Yeah, I think yeah, I believe, yeah, I think so. I've never heard of that. I believe the blacks that are ones the blacks that are attacking the Asians are
But the
Black
blacks
Americans.
love they love Chinese food.
They can't get enough of it.
Yeah, why would they attack the Asians then? The Chinese, man, I don't know.
I don't understand it. I don't get it either. They're doing it. But again, the ones the blacks that are doing this are the ones that A, know they can get away with it, and B, Satan is their daddy. They are truly being controlled by Satan. Um, that's the reason why this whole black unity,
Hmm.
black black liberation theology, black pride, black unity, black love, it's all a farce, considering that that even though the blacks make up 11% of the population, they are responsible for 50% of the homicides committed in America. And that's through all races. I mean, blacks kill blacks. Did you see the blacks um, that were shooting and killing on the very day that they were supposed to be celebrating each other? I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this stuff up. You really cannot.
Yeah, I mean, because you would hear black people tell you they are worried about, white people doing mass shootings. So now Buffalo is on the list. Um, so you are saying a black person is should be more worried about another black person if they live in predominantly black area than whites. I mean, I'm around white people. I'm not worried. That
Right.
part I know, but um, so are
I
you saying you're safer?
Right. You're 9 times more likely to be you're 9 times more likely to be shot and killed by a black person, by the blacks in your own neighborhood, than you would a white person. When
That I know.
if anyone anyone that knows, especially if you live within the inner city, if you're walking alone, and you happen to walk past white people, you're not looking back. But if you're walking past a gang of blacks, trust me, you're gonna look back at least two or three or four times, because you know you're more likely to be attacked by those people, especially if those people look young, if they dress a certain type of way, uh, they, and if they look like they're up to no good, then chance more than likely you will be more nervous being around them,
So
because you know statistically they are the ones that will bring you more harm, um, than white people.
that was this post circulating on Twitter. There was a guy, I believe he was a second generation Nigerian. So he wrote very derogatory things about Clarence Thomas because he's into the black feelings also.
Amazing.
Um, he wants Clarence Thomas dead or something. Like, what do you think about people that are born here and they also become brainwashed, you know, into this, blackity black identity thing? Do you know other people? Have you grown with people like that, grown up with people like that?
Well, absolutely. Um, and these were the same blacks that will cause, I mean, that will cause all of the major problems. For instance, if you're in a classroom, you can have five or six or seven blacks that will act in a way that you would see with animals. They would become disruptive. They would throw things at the teacher. They would even actually try to square up and try to fight the teachers. And this was back in high school. Um, at a time where where we were growing into our bodies, where they could be capable of
Hurting.
harming another adult. So I've seen it, and once again, that's the reason why I don't buy into this whole black unity, black love, and black
But
pride
what's
concept.
there to unite on? So when they say unite, what do they want people to unite on?
Yeah, are you talking about these blacks? I mean,
Yeah,
the
these
only
blacks.
the blacks, the only thing that they want, really, it seem like the only thing that they want you to do is to unite on feelings. You unite on the way that they perceive things, and God forbid if you disagree with them.
No, I
um
know.
that then
You
that's
you
that's
you'll be a coon.
yeah, a coon, Uncle Tom. And to be honest with you, that will be the least of your worries. If they engage in name calling, I can take that. It's another thing when they decide to show up at your residence, or show up at your business and try to do physical harm to you. Uh, sometimes it's not even worth engaging with these blacks, but we can't stop from lying. We have to be able to tell the truth and be honest with the blacks. That's the only thing that's going to be able to bring them back to the Father.
So you saying the blacks need Jesus? They need God.
Yes, they definitely need God. Right now, they're allowing other
So it's
people.
not white supremacy, racism.
There's no such
Do
thing
you
as
believe
white
that
supremacy.
white supremacy and racism exist?
There's no such thing as white supremacy and systemic supremacy and racism. It's funny that the blacks will come out and say that they're so strong. They are
Yeah.
strong people. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
we're so strong. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And yet they're complaining about white supremacy. Just think about it for a minute.
Does it make
You
sense?
you're saying that you are a strong person, that the blacks are complaining or saying up and down that they are strong people, and yet they believe that a system which they call white supremacy is holding them back. um that's a vast contradiction of what you stand on.
Well,
You
yeah.
cannot be strong and yet claim that you are a victim of white supremacy. That makes no sense at all. You're either strong or you are a victim.
You gotta. Oh, also saying you built America, but you can't really point what place you built. I mean, because like, because people will get upset when you ask these questions, but there are people who like to push this idea. To me, it's like they go out of their way to mislead people who are already angry.
It's a mess, and and it's even, I mean, it's even more. See, it's more of a mess when you believe other people than a higher power. Keep in mind the very people that are pushing this. All right, these so-called these so-called black leaders that you want and you can name them. Whether it's the
Al
NAACP,
Sharpton,
Al Sharpton, Sharpton,
no,
Jesse Jackson,
Jesse Jackson,
Ben Crump, and
Ben Crump,
all these people that are claiming that the blacks are being held down
Dr.
by white,
Umar Johnson,
Dr. Umar Johnson,
Tariq Nasheed.
Tariq Nasheed, and the rest goes on and on and on.
What
All right.
about, look, okay, so what
I'm
about Black Wall Street? Black Wall Street was a success. The blacks talk about it.
right.
You're
And
looking at me like, so
I, the, I heard about Black Wall Street. My my question to I mean the question that I want to ask, because I know that the blacks keep complaining about how Black Wall Street was burnt down, and how they can't, and how they wish they had a Black Wall Street. Um, the last time I checked, I mean there were several black millionaires that live in America. What's stopping them from building their own Black Wall Street up again? Um, people like LeBron James, which by the way, I don't know. Did you hear of the story about the three black animals that beat an innocent white young man to death at his school, and he never and LeBron James came out with I guess a half sincere tweet about how he was about how he wanted to pray for the family, but yet he never denounced those three black men from committing that crime.
yeah, LeBron won't denounce China either.
Okay,
That's it's like,
right,
you know with a lot of these people is about money. You can clearly see there's no integrity. They really don't stand on anything. They just become a mouthpiece after some time, and
right.
pushing pushing weakness. Because look at it, people are literally becoming, they are millionaires. Look at Kaepernick. He made more money
Off the field,
acting off the field, being a victim and pushing victimhood. Let's be real. Al Sharpton, he makes so much money. What is his job? Pushing victimhood, or they call it shaking white people, intimidating them with Ben Crump. You can name a whole bunch. The BLM ladies, the BLM lady, the one with the mansions. So raise those sell. This is why some people wrote to me. They say, "Oh, racism sells because they said some Chinese man. I guess Chinaman is the liberals said it's offensive. So I gotta say Chinese.
Mhm.
So the Chinese man went to some remote place, some village in an African country, I believe Malawi,
Malawi.
where they said he was teaching these children to disparage themselves. I'll do a show on that. I wouldn't give it away. But here's the thing. Again, these same people would never take accountability. No accountability whatsoever. So if LeBron James comes out and tells the truth and tells the blacks, pull your pants up and get a job, stop resisting arrest, stop making children out of wedlock, they would shun him. They would reject that message. Remember Obama. Obama himself used to say, what you need is strong family, married, stick together, all the good stuff. Jesse Jackson said he wants to castrate Obama. Remember that?
I
I don't know.
remember that.
Yeah, yeah, because
I,
they say, who does Obama think he is? That's his white side talking. So you saying it's only white people that have family structures? You see what I'm saying?
Amazing. And the thing is, like, Jesse Jackson will say something like that, and not one time will you hear a vast majority of the blacks saying, "Hold on, like, how can you talk down to us like that?" So they would never bring up that same talking point that you just brought up. So are you saying that it's only white people are the only ones that can be civilized people in America? So speaking proper English,
Mhm.
which will lead to effective communication with everyone in America. It's a white thing. It's not an every person thing.
It's ridiculous to fight against.
It's only reserved for white people. So you're saying that only white people are capable of um of of speaking proper English. Only white people are capable of
Getting
conducting
to the going to work and getting there on time,
going
getting
working.
the job done. Yeah, that's what they are literally saying. But here is a statement because um, this guy, his name is Kifaru. He's African, right? Straight from Africa. He is saying just because some people benefit from victimhood does not cancel the fact that racism and systemic white supremacy exist. So he, this guy, he's came from Africa like me, born and raised. He is crying about white supremacy and victimhood. Do you think that, like, what do you want to
Amazing.
say to like someone who like you're not in a white country, but you didn't you didn't you you're not from a white country, but cry about white
Um,
supremacy, quote unquote.
Amazing. And he's from Africa.
Yeah,
Okay. And does he
he
live?
doesn't live in America either.
Okay.
But he
Okay.
lives in another another white man's country. Because you notice all the nice countries seem to be the white countries. I mean, meaning the wealthier ones with stable economy.
Right. So
So
it,
so it attracts the all the dark color skinned people from all over the world.
amazing.
Yeah.
So then my
So
only
the white people, their racism somehow didn't deter us
them,
us the dark skin to join them to come to their
absolutely.
country, but
Absolutely.
somehow he's saying this exists, this boogeyman. White people are so racist, he left his country to go live amongst them. What do you want to say to that?
I would want to say are you living no, then why are you living in the so-called white in the so-called white supremacist or racist country? That's what I would like to know. Um,
Because
this
you know
this I would like to all these people that are saying these things. I would like to know where is the proof? Like what proof do you have that white supremacy and white racism exists? Because the last time I checked, um, people were free to do anything that they wanted to do. Um,
I think this Kifaru guy, like others, because technically, this is sad, but it's true. A lot of these people really believe that white people are superior to them. Like white people are way smarter, you know? Like, and we can deny that a lot of white people are smart, you see, but that doesn't mean, and when you ask them if white people are superior to you, they would deny, no, they're not superior to me. They are just superior to the other dumb blacks. So somehow they so they always say the other, so you can never find any of them that accept it. So this Mr. Kifaru, you know, you think Mr. Kifaru's biggest worry is white supremacy or
I'm sorry. It's just it's it almost sounds comical. So this man says that that white supremacy that he doesn't believe that white people are superior to him. He only believes that white people are superior to other dumb blacks. But wouldn't that include him if you believe that white people are superior? I mean, if you're
well,
saying white,
I should probably open the line, so they can ask
absolutely,
their
I
questions.
would
You would take questions, right?
absolutely, I would love to
Okay.
take questions.
All right.
Amazing.
The link is dropped. Colin, please make sure you stick with the stay on topic. I understand some of you might have your own, you might be upset, whatever the case may be, but please stay on topic and ask the questions. All right. But yeah, it's funny to me because I'm sure he is of the idea that he's gonna say white supremacy, but if you ask, he would say, no, I don't believe whites are superior to me, but that's what that means.
Right.
If you say it and you believe, you have that in mind, that's literally what you are saying.
Amazing. And also, you know what I find very, very interesting as well. The very people that are complaining about America being a racist country
He's not in America.
Oh no! I know. I'm not speaking about
Okay.
him. I'm just speaking about the
In
you know
general.
the blacks in general. It's funny that they can say that, and yet they're not willing to leave this very racist white supremacist country. Gee, I wonder why.
We have
If
a caller here. Maybe he would have a question for you. Okay,
amazing.
KBM. We have KBM here. KBM, go ahead.
KBM.
KBM, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, go ahead.
Or I can talk now. But I
Oh,
didn't
sorry.
I didn't really have a question for him. I just wanted
Oh.
to point out a couple things. I have nothing against this gentleman. I watch every once in a while a couple of your videos. I don't know if you remember, but I would say probably the first time you're on the Afrodamus show, I subscribed to you. And it's kind of sad that a lot of your live streams go on with 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 views because you have a lot of good things to say. The only one recommendation I would probably say to you on that is whatever is the best in you as far as what makes people smile when they're around you is put that persona on your videos.
Okay.
And because it's going to be more engaging, because your message is totally correct. It's just that you're less engaging, I would say, as far as your appearance, as far as trying to reach somebody to want to stay there and listen. That's the only thing. But your message is spot on, and a lot of people need to hear it. And I'm glad you're on here today again on Afrodamus. I hope to see you again even more because, as you can see, the chat, a lot of people agree with what you're saying, and then every once in a while you get people who want to turn on you.
Nice.
Well,
Well, I'm willing to engage with the supporters and even with the detractors because we need to have an open, honest conversation about what is truly going on in this country today.
well,
I absolutely agree.
thank you, KBM. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Kifaru. We have Kifaru in the house. Kifaru, what do you want to say?
Am I on stage? Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I think yeah. Okay.
Oh, there you are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All
Can
right,
you hear me?
Kifaru. Yes, Kifaru. It sounds like you have a lot of questions for
Of course.
conservative here. So what is your questions? Because you said you believe in white supremacy. Let me ask you, do you believe in white supremacy?
Absolutely, yes.
Are white people superior to you?
They are not. They feel they are superior. That's two things.
So you know what white people are thinking?
Yes, I can explain.
Okay. So I just wanted to establish a base so I understand.
Okay, I'm going to.
So you believe in white supremacy? You believe it exists?
I believe in the idea of white supremacy. Let me put it that way. If it makes sense.
All right, go ahead. Ask him the question.
Okay. First of all, I just want to make it clear. I'm not talking about white supremacy in America. It's true. I don't live in America. I'm talking about the global ideology of white supremacy. That's what I want you to understand. It's not just an American problem. It's a global problem. Okay. Let's go back to history.
Wait.
Listen.
Wait, let me ask you this before we. So the global idea of white supremacy.
Yes.
Where do you live?
Why? I live in Europe.
Europe. Okay.
Let's just say Europe.
So in Europe,
Amazing.
okay. So this is where white people are, right? White
Of
people.
course.
So were
So-
you forced to Europe, or you decided and went there voluntarily?
I went there voluntarily.
Okay, I just wanted to establish that.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
go
I
ahead.
went
Go
there
ahead.
voluntarily. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. We're listening.
Okay. This is the thing. I don't know if this brother is aware of history. Do you know the Berlin Conference of 1884? Do you know what happened?
No, I'm not aware.
Okay, let me educate you. A group of Europeans, white people, okay, they sat by themselves and decided that they were superior than some other people at the other side of the world. So they had to decide to separate that continent on their benefit. That is white supremacy. The white man
Kifaru,
thinks they listen,
Kifaru, let me hold on, Kifaru. I want to ask you something. Just before I'll let you finish. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that is the ideology of white supremacy. This group of people literally believe they are superior than you. That is a fact. They have every idea when they talk about your IQ. Okay, they talk about everything to prove that they're superior than you. They have scientific experiment that have carried out to prove to the public that they white people are superior than you. So if you sit in America and you're dishing the fact that white supremacy does not exist, then I consider you someone that is really, really naive.
Okay, so
You're talking
Kifaru,
about, listen, you're talking
wait.
about LeBron James and all these people.
And
I said, just because
Kifaru,
some few
wait.
people.
okay.
So Kifaru, let me ask you. You said 1884, right?
Yes.
So in 1884, some people came and every plan they've written, and they were able to implement it. Didn't that at the time actually prove that they were in fact more superior than the people that had that vast land, and they were able to control them? Wasn't
No,
that proof of it?
no,
What
it was
was
not.
it? What was it?
It was two different kind of culture. That is
Oh,
not superiority.
oh,
That is
okay.
transgressing different kind of culture.
So
If
the
the people
Africans,
listen, yeah,
wait. Another question. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to have this type of animosity towards whites, talking 1884, and still,
I will tell you. I can explain everything.
living in the white man's country, even though you're derailing us, because you see,
No,
honestly, me and the conservative,
Afridamos.
we
Me
don't
living in the
really
white man country does not mean that.
wait, let me finish. You're not letting me finish. I just wanted to engage it, but you see, we are not worried about Europe. We live in America. It's different.
Yeah,
We live in America. So
Americans are Europeans, Afridamos, if you don't know.
they're Americans.
America
That's
is a
what
country that
you
races Europeans.
yourself just said it. You said
America
Americans.
is a land. The people who live in America, they are
So
racist
so
Europeans.
so
Oh,
so so
jeez.
so Kafar, I have a question. So
Yes,
you're you're saying that that the white people are superior, right? Or
they
do
say.
okay,
So you've heard white
they
people say this.
Yes,
Besides
yes,
1884,
yes.
you know white people who said to you they are superior to you.
There are countless articles, Afridamos, that are
no no
No,
okay.
no
no,
wait
no,
Just,
wait wait
just
no,
wait wait
no. I'm not talking
Kafar,
about
right,
article. I'm
right.
talking about.
Did they personally tell you that they are superior to you?
okay. Yeah, there are a group of people that have. Sorry, I'm going to use the language here. They're boss enough to say it, but they don't say it on public.
Oh,
They
but you know
have
what's
printed.
on their mind. You know what? We have a white
No,
man. We have a white man here. Wait, 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 wait.
Afrodamos. They can't say these things in public.
But you
They
know
can't.
that they are thinking it.
They are saying it because I'm in part of their group. Don't you know that,
So
that they are racist? Why? Listen.
Huh,
They are racist group that
huh.
are built on this ideology that they are superior. It's a fact.
Amazing.
It is
How,
a
So,
how,
fact.
so
how
what
many,
I'm
how many
asking,
people in the
wait,
group?
you talked about article, you keep moving goalposts. First it was article. I'm asking you,
Yes.
right? Because I am yet to find all these people that talk about this, white racism, especially with the Africans. You guys blow my mind. You talk about racism. Nobody brought you into white
Okay.
people's country by force. You could literally just
That is
go
a
go back.
complete different.
Let
That
me
is.
finish. Hold on, hold on. Let me finish.
I'll give you a
It,
name. Then I'll give you a name. You go listen to
I'm
him
coming.
after that. Yeah.
You can interrupt the host. Give me a minute.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
so literally, okay, it would be silly if I sit here and said I'm worried about the KKK when I'm, even though I'm an American citizen, but originally I'm not from here. There's a place I could go to if I'm that worried, right? But obviously it's not real. So since you know what's in white people's head, we would save you all that, mental gymnastics. We have a white man here. Let's allow the white man to talk. And please
That's
do
an
not
amazing
interrupt
way of
the
thinking.
do not interrupt the white man. Go ahead, white man.
Hello, Kifaro. How you doing?
I'm all right. KBM. I'm fine.
So, what am I thinking right now?
Tell me what you're thinking.
No, I'm asking you the question.
He's
What am I?
white. You gotta read his mind. You know what's in white people's head. That's what you said here. Go ahead.
What? Okay. What you're thinking right now, right deep down in your subconsciousness, you're not gonna say it. Okay. You really think your people are more advanced than different race of people.
I'm going to tell you exactly what my subconscious says. That everything that you said is a bunch of bullshit, and I'll tell
Prove
you
it.
why. I'll tell you.
Yes.
Well, first of all, you lack the authority to prove anything because just like Aphrodite said, you keep moving the goalpost. So I'm a person. You're telling me I won't say something that's in my subconscious. What's in my subconscious is that most of what you said is bullshit, because the simple fact, no matter how many white people there are in this world, the mass majority are not thinking about black folks. They're not thinking about being superior. What they are thinking and what they are trying to do is to survive, how to make money on how to put food on the table and keep a roof over the head because of rising rent cost and all that other stuff that everybody else is seriously worried about. That is the mass majority of what white folks actually think about in their subconscious and their conscience. So therefore, what you have to do, the burden of proof is on you to prove what white people are actually thinking if you're going to be stuck on that thought, because
Listen,
because that's what
I
it is at
get
this
you.
point.
Kenyan by marriage or KBM. I have you. I understand what you're saying. You can complete. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you believe or do you know that a group of white people who believe that they're superior, do you accept that
Yes,
fact?
yes. There's a
Okay,
few,
good.
and
Okay,
Good,
Kifaru.
okay,
good.
okay.
Okay,
I got
let's
a
we're
question
coming. We're
for him. I
coming.
got a question for him.
Wait. Okay, KBM, just a sec. Kifaru, you and
Yes.
I both are African. So are you telling me it is only just a couple of some white people who think they are superior to people? So this Africans, a lot of Africans don't think this in African countries. Is that what you're going to say here?
Okay. When you come about superior, it's about intellectual and you see, it's
I'm
listen.
talking intellectual and everything. I'm talking
Okay.
Africans in the same countries where this is it's not only just talking, where people actually kill people for it. It's happening right now. What do you think
Afrodamus. See,
uh,
listen. Every race of people have killed their own race of people. It's not
oh,
exclusive. It's
so
not exclusive to Africans only. White people have killed themselves. In fact, they've been in the most devastating war in
uh,
this world, First and
so
Second World War.
wait,
That
wait,
killed
wait.
themselves more than any
Kifaru,
other African
Kifaru,
countries.
Kifaru. So when it comes to Africans, everybody is a human thing. So when it's
Yes.
white people, it's just exclusive to white people. Is that what I'm hearing?
Okay, Afujamos, let me calm down. Let's speak. Okay, I know you don't believe in white supremacy. It's okay. I'm not going to force you, but I want you to listen to what I'm saying.
Just answer my
Africa.
question. You didn't. You don't
Okay, ask
deflect.
your question again. Answer your
I
question.
said,
Ask your question
okay.
again. Yes.
You said that all people, because all people, when it comes to the Africans, when I talked about there are Africans that feel superior, that think they are superior, not only to other Africans, but to other people as well, even people they are related to. You know, they feel like they are superior to them in every level. So you said that goes to every, you know, applies to everyone. But when it's white people, you said exclusively. You made it seem like this is every white person, to a point where you even said you can read white people's mind. So you're
Yes.
contradicting yourself. Unless you want to tell me that white people are not human beings, then we can, you know,
Okay. We are
yeah,
talking
we
about
can.
superiority on race and not on individual level. Everyone, we're talking about a race, we're comparing races, we're not comparing individual. Individual, yes. Some people think I'm better than some other people. I don't want to use the word superior or something else. I think I'm better to some other people. I believe some other people are better than me.
In
That's
what? In what aspect?
okay. I believe, okay, me personally, I believe if someone
Mhm.
can understand physics and mathematics,
Mhm.
those are things, those are two subjects that where I've got my limit. If someone is better in those two subjects better than me, I believe that he has got some intelligence more than me. That is a fact. That's what I believe in
So you
mathematics and physics.
Kafar,
you believe that if someone knows that, then they are better than
That
you, they are
yes,
superior.
that is
Okay.
me. You
Okay.
ask me a question, I say
I
what I
wanted,
believe.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure we're hearing you correctly. Go ahead, be
Yes,
conservative.
yes.
so Kafar, I have a question for you. How does it feel? How does it feel to know? I mean, how does it feel for you to be constantly occupied with how white people feel about you? How does that feel?
Yeah.
It feels really bad. I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you why.
How
When
does
we
it
talk,
feel?
it
How
feels
does that
bad.
feel?
It feels
Huh?
really, really bad. I feel bad. I feel bad because I explained to you. Because if you understand, I don't want to get into details about history, but there was a time in history that information.
Let's stick
Listen,
with the time, time period we are in. You know, 1884. What, that was such a long
no,
time.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
But
I'm not going.
yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
1884.
Tell
It's
us.
really bad.
No, let's.
Presently, okay,
How you
70
feel?
years ago,
Tell us how you feel.
How
I
does that
feel
feel?
robbed. I feel robbed. I feel robbed.
White people robbed you.
Yes, I feel robbed.
Mhm.
I got a
I really
question.
feel robbed.
I got a question to you feeling robbed. And
Yeah.
just be sincere. Don't get pissed off because I really want to know, when are you
Mhm.
ready to leave Italy?
I'm already living in Italy.
No, no, no. When are you ready to leave?
That is personal. Why do you want to know? Well,
Because you
okay, I'm
said
gonna
Well,
ask you the same question.
okay,
When
okay.
is
Because
Europe?
I
When
asked
is
you
Europe
not to
ready
get
to leave
emotional.
Africa?
I asked you
KBM.
not to get emotional.
When is Europe
I
ready
asked
to leave Africa?
asked
I
you
ask you the
but
same
he.
question.
I'm not going to leave Africa. So
Okay. Because
the reason why I asked that question is because you said you feel robbed.
exactly
Robbed of what? What did the white people rob off of you?
everything.
Like what? What did you have before the white man came to Africa that
Okay.
you no longer have?
Okay.
I mean,
We don't.
mhm.
Okay. See, the one thing the white man robbed from
Oh,
me,
wait.
the
So,
dignity. I'll tell you, dignity. That is really important.
oh, so
That
dignity.
is
So,
really important.
you don't have self dignity. You don't have dignity for
They
yourself.
robbed it. I see Afrodamo say, listen. The face of the black man. You might not, you might reject this, you might reject. The face of the black man on this present time, okay? There's a lot of reflection from what happened to that continent during slavery and colonialism. That dignity of the white man was taken, and not even personally. They took like chiefs, chieftaincy, so many things that took the dignity out of these people, and people are still trying,
And
okay, to
when did
restore that
and
dignity
when
of
did
a
this
black man.
happen? When did this happen? When did this happen?
It's been happening for so long, but I just want to bring it short closer.
No, so but you're
70
not
years
telling
ago,
us 70
yeah,
years ago. So,
100, no, like
hmm,
400 years ago,
oh, 400 years ago. They
and it's been
came.
going up to today.
Okay. All right, good. So, but tell us,
Yeah,
you, Ekifaru, in 2022, knowing about this, you live in in the heart of the white man's country, pretty much.
yes.
So you knew about all these. we want to know, what does it feel like? You just going about your business around Milano, just seeing these white
Okay,
people
good.
enjoying their beautiful country, that you know, you see many Africans, you know,
Mhm.
crossing that Mediterranean. They are literally committing suicide, willing to die to get to
Yeah,
that place. Okay,
yeah.
so white people are so evil. People are willing to die to go live with them. But now tell us, Kifaru, how does this feel? You being living amongst people that you're so jealous of. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I'm not jealous of nobody.
You
Okay.
sound very jealous of white people.
No, 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 no. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying facts. First of all, this one I'm gonna say: white supremacy. Me personally, I don't complain, but I don't reject the fact that it exists. That's the problem. You know,
And
maybe you're getting me wrong. There's a white
so,
supremacy.
we
But
know that you already have
okay, okay.
established.
So
You've
I
already
told
told us that
listen.
white people
This is the
are
thing. This
more
is the thing.
superior than you. You've
No,
already
no,
with.
no. I said they believe that is your ideology. That is
Oh,
your ideology. That's what they're preaching to themselves. That's what they have a group of people. They
hmm,
might not be in public and they believe it right inside their subconsciousness that
hmm,
they are. If you like to believe or not, that is just a fact.
hmm.
So if they're
So
preaching, so if they're preaching to themselves, why are you so concerned about it? Why aren't you going out making your life better and not worrying about these people who talk to themselves in the mirror and say these things?
Okay.
That's
That preach.
insane.
Okay, explain. They're preaching to themselves. Okay. So these people, okay, they call these white supremacists, okay, let me make it clear, they've established a colony in my continent that is
hmm,
preventing these people from being who they are.
What's
They're
the
really,
name of the
what?
preventing
colony?
Wait,
What's the
what's the
name of the
name of it?
colony?
Mhm.
the white supremacist colony. That's the name of the colony.
Okay, good.
Can we reference it anywhere on the internet so we can take a look at it?
You can't. It is there.
Okay,
It's an
okay. So it does.
ideology. Can you reference an
It's an
ideology on the
ideology.
internet?
Hold on,
It's an
hold on. Let
ideology.
me ask him. Let me ask him. So Kifaru.
Yeah.
So before the white man came in 1884,
Yeah.
you're from Cameroon, right?
Of course.
So it was a thriving economy. The people are doing well. They are just inventing things. It's just a great place, right?
Yes.
Is that really?
It,
Is that
it
what?
was it was great. These people live in
And the
harmony.
country of Cameroon existed as well. Is that
Of
what you're
course.
saying, dude? It did
That piece
not
of land,
exist.
that piece of land, it doesn't
Huh.
matter what you name it. Listen,
It
that
wasn't
piece of
even organized. The
see,
people could
no,
not
no, no,
even.
no, no,
They
no,
can't
no.
even they couldn't even invent electricity. They couldn't even invent basics. Oh,
Lies.
so name an African
See,
country. Wait, name an African
listen,
country that invented electricity prior to the white man ever bringing
okay,
electricity. I'll
okay.
wait.
I'll explain. Maybe none. Maybe none. But I'll
No,
explain
no.
to you this. Listen,
Affirdamus,
I
Affirdamus.
explain to you this. No,
It
after
it
that,
actually does
let,
happen.
let
It
me
actually
explain.
did happen.
Let me
It
explain to
happened.
this. Let me explain to this. Let me explain to you. Not everyone invents everything. People share information, Avridamos. We all agree that the Chinese were the ones who created gunpowder. Okay, but they share this information. There are countless documentation that Africans demanded for the Europeans to share information to them, and they refused. These are actual
Oh,
facts.
so does the Africans? Oh, so that means the Africans are not smart. Why do they need the Europeans to give them the information?
No,
So
what are
now
you
I
talking
see
about?
why you feel
What are you
inferior.
talking about? What are you
You
talking
said you
about?
said
The Chinese give it. See, the Chinese shared the
oh
information to the Europeans.
oh
Does that
that's
mean the
oh
Europeans are not smart?
the Chinese the European. So for instance, right? Like I'm over here in
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
The there's a lot of things I've learned that's benefiting me. Great knowledge. I'm making quite a bit out of it, right?
yeah.
But do you think white person came and shared the information with me, or I went and searched for it?
Okay.
Do people do
Information.
people
See,
do people search for the things they are interested in, or somebody just have to come and say, "Oh, poor black me, give it to me"? Is that
okay.
how? Is that how you see white people?
The information you're talking about that you have is being shared to you by the white people that have put it in your books because they have the information. That's the information you're claiming.
So
You know,
That's
you
amazing.
you have
no,
you know where to go and get information because they have this information already and have put it in the book and they have
Nice.
been mastery of these things. We are talking about these present times. But when those
dude,
information,
what
when
time do you think I'm talking about? What era? I'm talking about
you're talking
2022. I
You're
don't want to
talking
talk about.
during your span of your life, during your lifespan. It might be during us from when you were born. That information was available and it was already created and kept at
So
these
if I don't,
places.
if I didn't, nothing is new under the sun. So information is out here for anyone to go search and look for what they are interested in. So are
Mhm.
you telling me that white people are refusing to give you the information you need? That's all I'm trying to ask
Okay.
you.
Okay. Good. Afridamus, right up to now, there are certain industries that the West prohibits Africans
I don't know
from
that.
catering. Okay, they are.
Which one?
Which ones are
What
they?
to,
Yeah,
which
which
ones are
are
they?
they?
Okay, go look the anti-nuclear nuclear weapon pact. You see how many African countries
Oh,
were forced to sign it.
oh, so the Africans, African economies are so thriving. They have great technology,
Okay, this is the
but
thing. Yeah, this is the
no,
thing.
no,
Please,
no. I'm just asking. Wait a minute. I'm just
yeah.
asking. Are you
That's
saying
the
they have
white
this great
supremacy.
thriving economy and technology, but it's just the white man standing in the Africans' way from getting this? And
To a
when you say
certain degree,
Africa, you
yes. Yes, to a certain degree, yes.
which country in Africa? Because there are many countries. You and I are
I've
from
told
Africa.
you.
We know there isn't. It's not like one. So there is many countries. So let's not talk like or people who don't know about Africa. Like my country and your country are totally different. Our cultures are not even the same. So when you say Africa, name the country who has this capability and they were stopped from doing it. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, let's take this recent event. Let's talk about the coronavirus vaccine. Okay. Okay. I told you before, information is being shared by all, like if something is discovered in Europe, the European Union share it among themselves. This coronavirus vaccine, what's it called? I think that there's a group of African doctors. It's not even for one country. There's South Africa, there's Nigeria, there's Kenya. They told these people, please give us the formula. Okay, let's create this vaccine because there's a hate.
So
There's
so
hate. Listen.
so everybody.
The
So you
vaccine
said
doesn't
so
work.
again. So
The vaccine
everybody.
doesn't work.
Yeah, so people, even let's say what he's saying is true. Let's say so I have my information, I'm doing my thing. So
Okay, good. Okay,
you're
okay,
coming
good.
as a
Listen.
weak
Okay, yeah, you're
person.
laughing. You're laughing. Let me
Hold
see.
on,
You're
hold on.
laughing.
I gotta
Why
read
why
this.
why 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 do they share it among other European countries and they don't share it to African? Can you
I'm not
explain?
aware. Hold on, let me read this for Mr. Delta. Thank you for the $100 super chat. He said, "All I want to say is we need to protect the unborn babies. Let Roe v. Wade die." Thank you, Mr. MS Delta. Thank you very much.
It
So,
it
give,
it it, it can if you guys get out there and start voting for the in the specific state that you're in.
okay, we have two new people that just joined.
Oh, nice.
Let's allow them also to jump in. Alhamdulillah, go ahead. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. What? Alhamdulillah. Where are you
Oh
calling
yeah.
from?
South Africa though.
South Africa. Okay, go ahead. Alhamdulillah. What do you want to add to Do you believe in white supremacy? Alhamdulillah.
I think any group that has that rises up in power over time, thanks to technological advancements that they go through, or economic, or anything, ends up feeling superior to the groups that they dominate. So that happened during the time of colonialism and so on. But
No, I'm
they didn't
talking
just
about
feel
right now.
superior.
Yeah, do you believe in
I mean,
do you believe that white supremacy?
technically, okay,
Well,
Afridamus, you
guys,
know
I'll
that
join you
most
back
tribes in
soon. I just
Africa,
have some. I'll join you back, please. Just give me some moment if I can.
any group that's in a
Hold on,
superior position
Kifaru.
ends up
You will
feeling
get a
superior
chance.
to
Let him
another.
let him
That's not
talk.
No, I said I just want to
I
hop
would
up.
say
I'll come back soon, please. Yeah.
that's not
Okay.
unique to white people. Like you all know Afrikaans in Africa. How many tribes feel superior to
So that
inferior tribe that they are dominating over?
exactly.
Don't the Bantus feel superior to the Pygmies? I know that's a common example, but they do.
Look, even
That would be
Kifaru
Bantu
here,
supremacy.
Kifaru himself here, Kifaru have made
He
statements.
disrespects the
Remember when we
Fulani
were talking with
regularly.
the, about the Somali topic I did? He believed that they, they were, superior to the Somalis. He said it himself. He feels that. So what are you talking about here? White people. That's not a white thing. Let's allow Puntet Princess also to, drop in her piece. Go ahead, Princess.
Good evening, everybody. I want to
Evening.
say good evening to Africa Damos, and I want to say Alhamdulillah, good evening, and my soon-to-be brown Caucasian brother.
Puntai
And
Princess.
hi,
Shout out.
and the guest. I want to say hello, good evening to
Yeah, that's
everybody.
the conservative guys. Go on and subscribe to his channel.
Conservative, yeah. Listen, I've heard Kifaro saying nasty things about other tribes in Africa, and he felt superior to them, right? And I've heard a lot of Africans stating that the Somalis feel superior to them and crying about that. So, yeah, it does happen, and I heard him saying himself that he feels superior to the Fulani people and Pygmy people, whatever, especially the Fulani. I cannot say Pygmy, but the Fulani I've heard him saying 1,000 times, right? Here we have him crying about white supremacy and superiority. Like, bro, like, you are contradicting yourself. He's not here right now, and I want just to came in to say that, to remind him that he was exactly saying that about other tribes in Africa, and now he's crying about whites feeling superior.
Whites didn't
Listen,
even do anything to him.
listen.
But MS Delta,
I'm
thank you for the 1 second. MS Delta, thank you for your super chat again. He said it's not about white supremacy, it's about leadership, education, and technology. Look at Asian countries like Japan and China. Exactly. That's what I thought this guy was gonna say, but he didn't say that. And happy 4th of July to you too, MS Delta, and everybody else. Guys, please make sure you hit the like button, and you can also super chat as well. Happy 4th of July to all of you. I'm glad, we're, conservative one. The reason why I'm even expanding on this, I wanted you to hear that it's not only the blacks here in America now adopting this victimhood mindset. You have people who even move voluntarily to white people's country for opportunities, and they're crying what? White supremacy? So you heard it yourself.
I heard it myself, and I find it insane that a person would walk around all day thinking about what another race thinks about them. I think I mean, he claims that he doesn't hate white people, but
No, he does.
based on what he's saying, I mean,
Look,
it has to be
this
quite
this 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 calls for a white history moment here.
History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna celebrate America.
That's right.
I got
Amazing.
one thing.
Nice
I got
intro.
one thing to say.
That's right.
Wait. Out of that video, I'm not guilty of doing anything you saw in that video except one thing, and that's trying to do a push-up. That's it.
Look. I think this is what people like Kifaru are upset about, because look at it. How can you not enjoy the White History Month song? Look at white people are happy doing push-ups. Some even pouring coffee over themselves.
But the dog.
This is what he's jealous of. Dog walking.
No,
yeah. And the mayonnaise
I
you
have a
have that's
question,
amazing.
Afrodamos.
Amazing.
Go for it.
I have a question. And my question is, why, who is stopping him to feel superior? Like, I feel superior. I feel very good about myself. Like, who is stopping anybody to feel the best of themselves? Why are they crying somebody feeling superior? Like, I feel that I'm the best of the best. You should
That's
feel
right.
it the same too. Like, I don't
True.
understand this. Yeah, I totally don't understand. Like, I feel like my race is the best. We are the superior. Feel that way about yourself. Pull yourself up instead of crying somebody feeling superior of them. Like, that is your job. You're supposed to feel superior in your
You
own
know
race
what? I
and in
think I
your
think
ethnicity. Do that.
I,
Sorry.
Amazing.
yeah, I think this will help him. This here.
White History Month, and I'm gonna scream it to everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate, but this month's gonna be White History.
Jesse
Amazing.
Lee Peterson.
You see.
All right.
So like some of these
Like,
people might think. I think this is gonna probably make Kifaru a lot more happier. Maybe now he would understand the white people don't feel superior. They just are like everybody else. MS Delta, thank you again. MS Delta said, even if it's white supremacy, Messi, look at them and copy their success. Smart man.
amazing.
Exactly.
I'd
You
like to
know,
make this I like to make this point when I was trying to get some information out of him. Like why are you so concerned about if somebody's looking at themselves in a mirror and saying to themselves that they're superior than you? There's nothing you could do about it. You should go on about your day. Here's the other thing that makes me think this type of guy is doing is that he's worried about other people and who it is that they're sleeping with.
but
That's
how
the
is
type
this
of person.
helping the blacks? You
It's not
know,
helping anybody. It's not helping anybody. It's
we're
not
over
just
here trying to
black.
help the blacks, but he's
It's
there
not helping
confusing the
anybody.
blacks.
But do you get my point? Why is he thinking about what somebody else thinks about
Hmm.
him or about themselves, as a matter of fact? And then at the same time, you have to think: are you thinking about who it is who I sleep with?
But it's silly to be walking
Yo,
around,
Aphrodite,
to walk around thinking, even like
That's,
it's that's why I asked
that's,
him, how does
that's
it
the
feel
people are
like?
superior.
What does it feel like? Because I ask all these questions for a reason, because people are speaking as if they are in a trance. I don't know any white person that says they are superior to somebody else. Most white people that I know are minding their own business. Okay.
But yeah,
They're
true.
going to work, trying to pay their bills. Look, white people have their own drama. I'm telling you, and it's not blacks. I can
Truth be
tell you
told,
that much.
truth be told, I don't know any white person like that either. I've met white people that have said those things and believe it, but I don't know them. They're not my friends, and I don't know anybody personally. And if they did, I wouldn't be hanging around them.
I mean, it's you know, it's a free country. You can live it. I mean, you can
So,
go about your life any way you want to.
Keep-
I just want to ask everybody
yo,
that's in here.
Aphrodite, he's fleeing your channel now.
is what?
Kufaro made
I
a
said he's
comment.
fleeing. He said he
Is
peaced out.
oh,
He left.
okay. Oh, that's fine. Go ahead, the conservative.
Yes, I just wanted to ask that everybody that's in this panel question: is everybody going to celebrate? Is everyone celebrating White History Month with me?
Well, they don't have a choice.
Well, I don't celebrate White History Month because, the truth be told, I'm not actually white. I'm Caucasian, but I'm not white. I'm not reduced to a color.
Right.
So when human beings reduce themselves to a color, it's like the brainwashing has gone very well. The
Well,
politicians have made their point.
right. Look, pretty much what pretty much the reason why this is even relevant is just the simple fact that uh granted we have months like Black History Month and Women History Month and all these other and all of these other months, and to be quite honest with you, anything that anyone does in America is considered American History Month. um the White History Month really more is more of a it's really more of a middle finger to the establishment to state that since you want to celebrate all of these other months that really have no relevance to the way that America is, then we could celebrate something called White History Month because it was truly white people who created the very country, the greatest country on the planet, a country that everyone wants to be a part of. And not only that, but white people were able to contribute into colonizing really countries around the world. That's go ahead, Alfredo.
Well, the thing is, the reason why I even allowed the conversation to get to this, right? We're talking about America, but the reason, anytime, because now it's a blanket statement. So the whites in America, the whites in Europe, according to him, those are the oppressors. That's what is sold. So him being from Africa, born and raised there, and adopting that mindset, that's what's, crazy to me. So, but those of you that called in, thank you for calling in. I'm about to wrap it up. I'll let wrap it up with the conservative one, and I'll see you guys here again. Go ahead, the conservative. What do you want to, tell the people? Tell them where to reach you, and thank you for coming again.
Amazing.
And
I appreciate you having me as a guest.
Yeah.
Obviously you can reach me at the conservative at the conservative on YouTube. Reach me at the conservative on YouTube. You can also reach me on Uchenna Nweze. That's
what is it called?
Uchenna, yes, Uchenna Nweze 5 at Instagram. But my main platform is on YouTube. The Conservative. Check me out at the Conservative on YouTube. Where I'll be putting out content at least weekly, maybe once. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us again. And I really did enjoy the conversation. And please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I want to thank MS Delta for the super chats. I want to thank all of you that are watching and participated. Since this is the conservatives' favorite month, we would have to, before he leaves, I'll have to send him the right way out of here, right? So that the people, sir. Yeah, because this is the month for you. Let's
History Month from now on. Happy White History Month.
It's White History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna celebrate America. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna scream it to everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History.